Hi, my name is Olivier van der Hoeven. I'm the festival director of the SHNIT Worldwide Short Film Festival, which you probably don't know because, there are a lot of festivals around, and we've got one of these festivals which are kind of international. So let's start from the scratch. We've got this festival founded in 2003, so we've got our 15th anniversary right now, this October. And the festival started very local, so we started in Bern. We started in a very small screening room with 50 or 60 people, and it was right from the beginning very popular. So the people came, it was fun, it was a nice evening. We did it the year after again, and I myself was participating as a filmmaker in the first place and just as an advisor because a friend of mine started the initiative. So it was this time slightly before YouTube. So there was no field for filmmakers, the Bernese filmmakers, not worldwide, the Bernese filmmakers, so very local. And this evening created kind of a platform. We could show what we're doing, we could show what we're making, because it was not on the internet, it was not on television, it was not in the cinema, so there was actually no space. After these first two editions, this friend asked me, do you want to be more involved? And I said actually yes, kind of. But only when we're going to seriously build a festival. It shouldn't be just an evening. I want a festival, I want an award, I want to have a catalog, I want to have a proper website. I want to have things like awards money, I want to have a trophy, I want to have a jury, like a real festival. So the year after, 2005, we organized it together and it became this festival. So we had more days, more programs, more shows. So that was pretty easy, but pretty soon the idea came we try so hard to make, let's say, the best program. So gather together all these great films, these short films, these little masterpieces. And when we show it in one show, and let's say 100 people can come, it's not so many. So you get, the audience is 100 when it's fully booked, and that's nice. But it couldn't be 10 times more, right? It could be 1,000 or maybe 2,000, you know? So how could we reach that? Because you can only grow from year to year, and you can only grow naturally. So you cannot, force the people to get to the cinema. So we thought maybe another city could be interesting. So the plan started 2006 to search for another city, but that's pretty hard. It's pretty difficult to make the first city. So in 2009, we finally, after a couple of discussions but no result, we finally found a city in Germany who was collaborating with us, a good friend of mine, by the way, and we set up this 2-city festival at the same time. And after that, we get a mail, I would say in July, August, the year later, so 2010, from Cape Town, which was just a one-liner. What do I have to do to bring SHNIT to Cape Town? And I took the phone and said him, you have to send a mail. And we're going to try this out. So we tried out how it's going to go in a different continent. So still the same program, the same films. It's one festival altogether. The audience award was voted by everybody. So still making this one thing, but then also geographically already on 3 different spots on 2 continents. And that's how the seriously international journey started. So from there on, it grows and grows, and in the end we ended up, for now, we have this 8 playgrounds running, which is actually just a part of the festival. So we have this 12 days of festival, and 12 days of festival has these playgrounds. So we got San Jose, Costa Rica, we got Buenos Aires, we got Bern, Switzerland, Cairo, Egypt, we've got Cape Town in South Africa, Moscow in Russia, Hong Kong in China, and also Bangkok in Thailand. So these are the playgrounds. They are bigger, they have more days, and they have especially a national competition. So a national jury, a national competition. So there's this local influence which we had from the very beginning. You can see it back in there. So it's this globalization. So going global and having this local component in it. And then this is part number 1 of the festival, but the next part we built it up from 2014 was the SHNIT cinemas. So for now we got like something like 50 cinemas in 20 other countries running part of the program, who are still eligible for voting for the international competition. So the audience award is still in there, and also playing in this time frame of this 12 days. And the very ending of the whole festival is going to be in New York City. So we built that up in 2013, so 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, so the 5th year. We're in New York and having the international award ceremony with the guests and the filmmakers, and having the big grants about the international competition. With all these playgrounds and with all these cinemas and sure, the finale in the end in New York, we've got this geographical spread out. So we've got all the continents involved. The coordination of these things, already because it's so widely spread geographically, has some components which are easy and good, because we're talking out of the same passion. Short film, the passion for these little films who are actually kind of a blockbuster but just underestimated. So this passion is around. That's the base of that language. And then sure, the actual language is coming, which is already a challenge. So you've got like these different languages in the playgrounds involved. For example, people in Russia talk Russian and English, but sure, better Russian than English. And in Hong Kong, yeah, sure, also English, but you know, when you talk the same language, it doesn't mean you understand the same. So that's already kind of a barrier we're facing. So also a lot of things are going in a written form, so people will have time to reread it. That's just one part. And the other challenge is sure about time zones. So actually I could do 24/7 SHNIT, because in every time zone there are people, and people got questions, and people got things to organize, and people like to have this or get this. So we try to streamline this communication through one channel to make it this efficiency issue, because otherwise you're going to stuck with all the thousands of questions, and it's a never-ending thing going on. So we streamline the communication through one channel. That's kind of one part, but also the other part is try to find a way how we can collect questions or working with reports. So that's taking a lot out of the weight of like general communication, because it's an update we get automatically out of reports. That's one part, and the other part, and we cannot miss, and also we do not want to miss this one, is that we have these international meetings. So once or sometimes twice a year, all the playground managers get flight in at one point, at one spot, sometimes in Switzerland, sometimes outside Switzerland, and we're going to meet for a couple of days, at least 3 or 4 days, having these international meetings. So going through all the troubles from the past, the troubles ahead, but most of all, foremost, we're going to shape the vision. So getting everybody on the same page, getting everybody in the same mood and the same feeling about how it should be, how it's going to be, what are the expectations. So I think this is a key issue, because sure, you can solve a lot with Skype, but you cannot solve everything with Skype. So it's still about meeting and together with reports and talking, and a person who is coordinating itself as kind of a job. That makes the whole mix out of this let's say jungle of languages and jungle of time zones, and when, what, where, and what. So this is actually the festival in a nutshell. So the festival in history, where I'm coming from, and what actually my work life looked like, because this festival is the whole year going on. Actually, a year I would estimate is not even enough to organize this festival. We have more than 400 people involved for setting up the festival every year. We've got these playgrounds and the cinemas, the program commission. So it's growing still, and it's already kind of huge. But still, you probably didn't hear about the festival because short films are still in a niche. And yeah, I would love to see you at the festival, and maybe we're gonna meet. Would be great.